These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.
Hello, Megan Thompson with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. And we did begin with a travel warning, especially if you're planning on heading south for the winter. The U.S. Embassy in Mexico is warning Americans to be extra cautious, citing increased risk of terrorism, crime, and kidnapping. 17 Mexican states have level 2 travel advisories. 6 states have level 4 advisories, meaning Americans should not travel there. Puerto Penasco or Rocky Point among those destinations. You are urged to be careful, especially after dark. Big changes are coming to those who receive SNAP benefits, too. You could start losing assistance under some new work requirements. The Republican legislation signed this summer expands work mandates to more Americans. Recipients must now work, volunteer, or train for 80 hours a month or lose benefits. The Congressional Budget Office says 2.4 million fewer Americans will receive food stamps over the next decade. We did check for you, and about 124,000 in Arizona could be impacted by this. Arizona's roads continue to be one of the most dangerous in the U.S. for pedestrians. On average, 5 people every day in the state are hurt after being hit by cars. Now the city of Phoenix has approved a multi-year plan to repaint thousands of crosswalks in the city. Currently, only 9% of crosswalks have a high visibility ladder design. Safe Street advocates who pushed for the project tell ABC15 it's another good step as Phoenix continues with its Vision Zero streets plan.
All these are actually inexpensive in the grand scheme, and we should never really question what it takes to save a life.
The project will increase the budget for pavement markings to over $10 million a year.
After hours of calling, texting, streaming, and scrolling through social media, we all want a smartphone battery that'll last. So, in the battle of the batteries, do the new iPhones live up to the hype?
Outside the Verizon store, Jay Hunter faced a familiar dilemma. Whether to squeeze another year out of his old iPhone or upgrade.
If the battery gets to the point where I hop out of the car and it doesn't even last an hour, then I'm going to replace the battery.
Well, there's a lot of talk about AI. All people want is really good battery life on their phones.
CNET's Patrick Holland and his team put the newest iPhone batteries to the test with hours of streaming, gaming, and scrolling through social media. The iPhone 17 Pro Max was the top performer, losing just 9% of battery life in a 3-hour video test.
Apple put a bigger battery in the phone, so there's a bigger gas tank.
He says even the slimmed-down iPhone Air can last all day, depending on usage.
Someone who uses their phone all the time, who's online a lot, is that going to cut it for them? Probably not.
In CNET testing, the newest iPhone batteries outlasted previous versions and lasted longer than Apple's competitors. Some Androids aren't far behind, though.
One that I particularly like is the Samsung Galaxy S25 series, and you don't even need to get the most expensive one, but the most expensive one has the biggest battery.
If the battery is the only issue with your current phone, Holland suggests a battery replacement. He says keep batteries charged longer by lowering your screen's brightness and avoid streaming with a poor cell signal. Vladim Juliants just bought an iPhone 17.
Well, I hear that the battery life is much better.
With a great deal, a new phone could be the answer to your battery issues so you don't waste your money. John Matteries, Scripps News Group.
Well, it is December after all. That means the Christmas tree may be going up real soon. But the age-old question, real or fake? Well, Smart Shoppers tariffs could have you going for the real thing this year. The American Christmas Tree Association says tariffs are driving the price of artificial trees up since more than 80% are made in China. According to the Real Christmas Tree Board, nearly 85% of tree growers are not raising prices this year. That's despite some test seasons and increased overhead costs.
With your most accurate forecast on this Monday, December 1st, 2025, I'm meteorologist Jorge Torres. A cool start to the morning in the valley with temperatures staying in the mid-50s under mostly clear skies, turning sunny the rest of the day with highs climbing into the lower 70s. Later on this afternoon in the Phoenix metro, that's 3 degrees above normal for early December. Northern parts of the state will keep highs in the 40s for areas like Flagstaff, the south rim of the Grand Canyon, Window Rock, 50s in Kingman, Prescott, and Sedona, with 60s and 70s still across the lower deserts. Futurecast is showing a potential winter storm, giving us a chance for snow in the high country and some gusty winds too by about Wednesday for areas around Flagstaff and across the Four Corners. But here in the valley in southern Arizona, just some breezes and cooler temperatures, but the forecast does remain dry. 7-day forecast showing those temperatures dropping from the 70s today and tomorrow to the 60s Wednesday and the rest of the weekend into the weekend. Flagstaff, your snow chances as high as 30% Wednesday, dusting perhaps, but cooling down with highs staying in 30s Wednesday and Thursday with lows in the mid-teens.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head on over to ABC15.com or go ahead and download our free ABC15 mobile app.
These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.